everyone can ask the questions. I am totally ready. I've had food. I've had my supplements. Hello. Thank you so much for sharing. Susan, thank you for sharing on Facebook. That's so great. So I'm going to try to put my phone down this time so I can actually talk with you. We'll see how it goes. Hey! Yeah, I don't have to hold it. Super happy today. I'm really happy too. Thanks. I'm going to go this way so you can see. Okay. So, Thursdays are Q&A. I'm so happy that some of the stuff I've been sharing has changed your life. That's so great. You are totally responsible for that. So well done. New to your channel, both on here and YouTube. Well, welcome. How long do you stay inside your sauna? So let's get going with the questions. I have an NIR sauna. I stay in there for 20 to 30 minutes. Boom. I keep forgetting, what birth control do you use? Do you agree with IUDs? I do not use birth control. I use the FAM method. So we just know when I'm ovulating and we make sure to not have sex during that time. Yes, IUDs. I know my podcast partner Amber has an IUD and she really likes it. We're going to be talking about that in an upcoming podcast, the No Sugarcoating podcast. And if I don't answer your questions, because there's lots coming in, just copy and paste and wait a couple seconds and then submit more questions. Yeah. Does Gaviscon have too much sugar? Natural remedy. I don't know what Gaviscon is. And thank you for posting the No Sugarcoating podcast. Gaviscon. I don't know what that is. What is palm olein oil? If I get your meal plan, can my hubby benefit from following? You don't need to alter if you're using my balanced keto meal plan. He might just need to eat more. So double up his servings. It's for heartburn. Okay, so that was the Gaviscon. Heartburn. It depends why your heartburn is happening. It could be happening because of the food that you're eating. So when I was dealing with heartburn, it's because I was increasing the amount of fats that I was eating a little bit too quickly, and acid reflux and all the things. You want to find out why you're getting these things. Oftentimes people with acid reflux are experiencing it because they don't actually have enough acid in their body and it's bubbling up and causing problems. So once you figure out if you're high hydrochloric acid or low hydrochloric acid, definitely play around with it. I'm not suggesting that you do all of these things. But you could have apple cider vinegar and see if that helps. My allergist thinks that's why I am stuffy all the time and I don't know I have. Okay. How hard on your body is it to fall in and out of low carb and not be consistent? I think it's actually fabulous on your body. Once you become adapted by using something like the keto beginning, my program for 10, maybe 20 days, following something like fat fueled where you're having carbs every night, with the daily fat burner fat fueled profile can actually be really, really helpful. Yeah. So I don't think it's hard on your body. In fact, I think it nourishes your body. Palm olein oil. I'm going to have to look this one up because I'm not familiar with olein oil. So bear with me. Okay, it's part of the monounsaturated oleic acid content. Palm olein, the liquid fraction. Okay, so it's part of the monounsaturated, other than MCT oil, because I see the benefit of the C8, especially for ketone production, why wouldn't you just do the whole palm oil? Why wouldn't you just use all of the palm oil? That would be my thought. Found it on plantains. Just make sure that the palm oil that you're using is sustainable, because a lot of people that grab the palm oil from the forest kill all of the gorillas, and it's really horrible. The pictures are absolutely horrendous, and although I eat meat, it's always ethical as much as possible. So make sure, if this is important to you, that the palm oil you're using comes from forests where the gorillas are not burnt and killed. It's horrible. So that would be my recommendation for any palm product. My thyroid TSH is 1.4. Doc says it's normal. Having hypo symptoms, what next step do you recommend? 1.4 is pretty good, actually. Just because your blood work says your TSH specifically is just your brain your TSH is just your brain saying that it thinks it has enough, but it might not actually have enough. So you could just start supporting your thyroid by making sure that you're having enough carbs at night, and also making sure that you're eating things that are rich in selenium. And you guys can block people too. It's like really easy. You just press the comments and then block them. Making sure that you're having enough selenium. So like have some Brazil nuts, or making sure that you're eating the seaweeds. Did you say that so you got back into keto or on track? Oh yeah, okay, so pause in the questions just a little bit here. Yeah, thank you. You block, I talk. Perfect. I love it. You're on it. Let's do it. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I think if we block them, it only blocks them from our broadcast, not yours. Still, it will really help things. I don't even know why this is happening. Sometimes we just get trolls. My thyroid is hard for me. I like to eat a lot, and I'm also hungry. I'm also vegetarian. Okay, right, we were talking about thyroid. So, with thyroid, make sure that you're eating enough seaweed. I like to say no fish, especially when we're dealing with toxicity, mercury stuff. So make sure that you are eating enough of those seafoods. You can also do, I don't have it with me, but I take Lugo solution, iodine, and you can also supplement with selenium. And you can test your temperature. That's a really, really, really good idea. I like to test my temperature under my tongue, so on this side, and I let the thermometer heat up just a little bit, and then I test it. And you want it to be under the tongue, you want it to be about 37, and that can be a really good indication of what's going on in your thyroid. I would test it for a long time. You can also do the ear, and that's a really good indication. So I would start there. There's also a book, I can't remember the name of it. It's like, if your thyroid results are normal, but you still have thyroid symptoms, I can't remember exactly what the book is called, but you can definitely check that out and see how that goes for you. Also, we talk about it a lot on the No Sugar Coating podcast about thyroid. So go to healthfulpursuit.com/podcast. Worried I will not get enough to eat. Do you snack? What are your snacks? You'll definitely get enough to eat if you eat when you're hungry. Like today I had a double burger with lettuce wrap, 4 strips of bacon with homemade mayo, and that'll keep me full until dinner. Some more thyroid stuff, definitely go to the No Sugar Coating podcast. I went ketogenic with help some of my thyroid issues. Totally. I would recommend, if you do have a thyroid imbalance, that you make sure that you're having those carbs at night with the daily fat burner fat field profile for sure. Tips for psoriasis. I have psoriasis too. It gets really bad when I eat too many grains. So make sure you're eating enough fats, and make sure that you maybe look at grains or things that you're sensitive to. There was a question about my update. So let's just for a second, last week or maybe the week before, I talked about my frustration with making sure that my body image stuff was going really well, but I was also eating ketogenic, and I started eating all the carbs, and I got into this crazy loop. I've gotten, like, I feel so much better actually since I shared my experience, and I also asked myself one question, and I actually made a video about this, about my question and how I kind of got myself back into a state of understanding what felt good in my body. And it was really, the question was, why did I start eating this way? Why was this important to me? Oh, there's somebody at my door. Bummer. So why was this important to me? And I got started because my hormones were imbalanced, and I wanted to feel free around food, and I didn't want to have to pack food with me all the time and be crazy. So that question was like, right, this is why it's important to me, and these were the experiences that I wanted to have. And then I was like, boom, 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 totally perfect. Do I avoid carbs or protein? Sorry, my dog. Pebbles! That's enough. There we go. Solved Do I avoid fats or protein and a carb up? No, I just make a regular meal. You can Google Healthful Pursuit carb up and you'll see some videos and examples of the meals that I eat. Correlation between resting heart rate and ketosis. My resting heart rate has actually gone up. It used to be around 50 and now I'm sitting at 80, and we want our resting heart rate to be around 80, 85. That's where the magic happens. That's where the good stuff happens. So we want to make sure that that's happening. 60, I find, for athletes is, that's definitely their path, but I find in order to correlate health, and there's definitely been some research on this, that that good heart rate around 80, 85 is good. It means that your heart is strong, at least in my experience. Your heart is strong, things are pumping, it's not too high, it's not too low, your energy is good. Could a long stall be because of not enough protein? I'm guessing you mean a weight plateau, in which case a weight plateau can happen for a ton of different reasons. Protein can be one of them, yeah. I find there's not so much a correlation between ketosis and necessary heart rate. I would just say, like, when you eat enough fat and you have enough hormones, your heart rate will probably change, your resting heart rate. So I can put as much butter on my sweet potato. Yeah, you can. Totally. See how you feel. Rock it. Do it. It's totally fine. Yeah. The person's still outside. I have a feeling it's the tile guy. How do you eat meat for fat but need to worry about too much protein? I don't worry about it. That's how I not worry about it. I eat the amount of protein I feel like, and it seems to work out just fine because that's what my body needed. More carbs when trying to build muscle. Yeah, definitely. I talk about this in my program, Fat Fueled. What I like to do is carbs before the workout and carbs right after the workout, and then I'll carb up if I'm doing a big, mega workout. I'm going to be starting to train for a huge hike I'm doing in France in the summer, so I'll be talking more about this in the future. Can keto stop bacteria and bacterial infection? I would imagine if you're doing more of the MCT type of oils, then yes. If I have a tablespoon of butter in my coffee, I feel a little ill. Is this normal? Make sure it's blended, and it could also be the butter. I know when I first got going with the fatted coffee, I found like I got really nauseous. So just be mindful of that. Start off really small, and I really liked using full-fat coconut milk in my coffees at first. I found that was the most helpful in easing myself into fat, because if you haven't been eating fat and then you eat it all of a sudden, you can get sick because your body's not used to it. Do you recommend for lymph detox and drainage? I have a lymph node swollen. I love dry brushing. I do dry brushing. You can also do the trampolining thing, and you can also, I do dry brushing and then I go in my sauna. Best way to use Natural Calm at night before you brush your teeth, because it's a little bit, it can break down your teeth and it's not good. Type of MCT oils, that's how you spell it. That is how you spell it. I love Brain Octane Oil. It is a C8 MCT. It's my favorite. It's from Bulletproof. Can you have too much saturated fats? I don't think so if they're from super awesome, super sources. I think your body will tell you if you're eating enough, or eating too much. I find if I cook with a bunch of animal fats throughout the day, I'm eating animal fats in my meal, and then I include coconut oil. I mean, you can't, I feel like I haven't gotten to the point where I feel like I overdid it with saturated fats. So I don't feel like you can with a balance of olive oil and stuff. I think it should be just fine. So I'm eating too low carb. Is that why I'm not losing weight? Also feeling weak when I work out. Yes. If you don't already have my program Fat Fueled, I would definitely recommend getting that and including a little carb up practice. I will open the page here. I put together a little freebie thing for you guys. So I'll just open it up if it'll work here, and let me do this. I'll flip it around while I continue to answer. So this is the URL. Can you see it? It's really, let's see if we can flip it around. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so if you take a screenshot of that, should you eat more for the last 10 stubborn pounds? I highly recommend doing a carb up practice if you're trying to lose that last bit of weight. You can just do a screenshot on that. Is uncured bacon good enough, or should I spend extra for pastured? If you're eating lots of it, I would do pasture uncured, but if you're just having it once in a while, I think what you have is fine. You could also just try pork belly. It's way cheaper. Should I worry about hyperthyroidism when I'm too light and eating a bunch? There can be so many things. If you have diarrhea, that can be a really good sign of hyper. If you're really jittery, anxious, that could be hyper. Practicing carb ups, staying ketosis, but fluctuating within 5-10 pounds, down a bit, not going anywhere. These sort of like super personal questions get really, really difficult because it will take me a bazillion years to figure out how to go about it. Do you have a pork belly recipe? Yeah, so I just get sliced pork belly, put it in a pan, add some smoked sea salt, cook it and eat it. Done. Just like that. Have you experienced throat or esophageal burning using ACV? No, I have not. BCA pre-workout. So the active BCAA that really works is lutein. So that's the one that I used to use when I was lifting, because why would you take all the other ones if you don't need it? So that's the one that I used before the workout. Take MG citrate and still barely go to, okay, switch from citrate, go to oxide, magnesium oxide. Right before bed, preferably on a kind of empty-ish stomach, take a bunch of water. Personal questions like that, should we email you? Sadly, I'm not managing my emails anymore. My community manager, Katie, is managing all of that. You're not invisible. I'm trying to answer everyone's question. I'm sorry. She manages all of that, and the only way to ask me a personal question is in my private Facebook group, and I manage that. So if you're part of that private Facebook group, every time I get into ketosis, I get really puffy. Okay, got it. So if you're in that private Facebook group, I do answer all of them in there. So ask that question in there. And everyone who purchases the Fat Fueled or the Keto Beginning, either my audiobooks or my digital books, you will get access to that Facebook group and you can ask those questions. If you're getting puffy on keto, there's probably something that you're eating that is fat-based that's causing the inflammation. Look at those vegetable oils. Have you ever thought about organizing a convention for Healthful Pursuits? If you're going to Paleo FX, are you in Austin, Texas? Are you going to Paleo FX? We are going to be doing an awesome something, and it's going to be coming out in about 2 weeks. I'll be sharing the information with you. Katie, my community manager, and I will be going, and we're planning a special something for everyone. You are awesome. Thanks for everything you share. Buying audiobook. Oh, yeah. Cool. Awesome. Let me know what you think about the audiobook. MCT oil. Okay, on Sunday, this Sunday, we talk about this very thing on the podcast, the No Sugarcoating podcast. That very same thing, Keto OS versus MCT versus all the things. So, I am so bored with eggs and bacon. What about you? I eat bacon sometimes. I'm allergic to eggs now, probably because I ate too many. I have no idea. But, yeah, I'm not sick of anything that I'm eating. Yeah, I switch it up. Find some ketogenic resources, switch it up. You don't need to have bacon and eggs for breakfast. Still binging on keto, so gaining weight. What can I do? My personal experience was that my binges at first, like 6 months ago or so, were because I felt too restricted. So I would look at opening up those gates for a little while, and as soon as I opened up those gates, I ate all the things, and then I realized that wasn't feeling good for me. Like the carb fest that I was on last week, it didn't make me feel good, and by focusing on what made me feel good helped me get over that. So really focus in on why you got into this, and if you're feeling restricted and you want all the things, maybe give yourself all the things. Let that happen for a little while, see how you feel, and it'll become very clear that the way that you're treating your body doesn't feel so good. And that was my experience. Fatty breakfast make you feel nauseous. You could try my rocket fuel latte and just dull it down a little bit and have some greens with it like an actual meal. How long did it take you to raise your calories over 3,000? 7 months? Vital proteins. Yeah, use the coupon code VPHP10, all in caps. 10 is 10 for 10% off your order at Vital Proteins. Like anything Vital Proteins. That is for you. And if you're in the US, you also get free shipping with that code as well. So it's 10% off plus free shipping. I used Healthful too. It worked? The code Healthful on Vital Proteins? Cool. I think I was eating too much cheese my first 4 weeks. Yeah, that'll do that. What protein powder do you recommend? Vital Proteins, collagen, or gelatin. Oh, the tile guy just left the tiles on the front of my door because he kept ringing the doorbell. And the coffee is enough. I'm cool with that. Totally is. Rocket Fuel Latte. You can Google it. Specific fats for fertility. Animal fats. Scared to go full fat and gain weight. Yeah, fat doesn't make you fat. Carbs make you fat. Yeah. I mean, watch my YouTube channel. I talk all about that. I didn't mean to say a really short answer, but it's so true. It's so true. It's so true. Okay, we're going to stop there. Thank you so much for joining in on the Q&A. All of the hearts, thank you. Thank you. The coupon code for Vital Proteins is VPHP10, all in caps. Peace out.